I guess like yeah, if it almost becomes a substitute for just any real interaction with with that person, you fall into this habit where even negative interactions with them are feel like something, and you're doomed to kind of perpetuate that, unfortunately.
Mm.
You know, and again, that's just can be a relationship problem. That's not necessarily a poly problem, but can be exacerbated by a lot of emotional feelings and the fact that you're constantly putting yourself in this situation where certain feelings and jealousies and insecurities crop up. You know.
So why get stuck in this pattern at all? Like why?
It's a good question because we're human.
You know,
Fucked up.
we are fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, what does that though? You know, like perpetuate something negative just for the sake of it. Like, what insecurity causes that, or what do you think causes that?
I mean, again, you fall in love with a person, but you also fall in love with some ideals at the beginning of a relationship. That it's gonna, you start to build some expectations that things are gonna go a certain direction, and sometimes when they don't, there's a huge sense of loss. And when it's in those really difficult moments when you realize that what you've lost or whatever, and you might think it's because this new person came into their life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's ultimately because you're not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things and big life goals and things like that, you know. So that's been what's caused it. I think been the root of a lot of that in previous relationships. And we've tried to go seek counseling with counselors, poly-friendly counselors, ones that you don't have to explain what poly is to begin with, which is difficult to find. When you find them, it's it's still not perfect, but yeah. But that whole process is difficult, and to get to the root of it, and yeah, I think that is a lot of times what it is.
You said something interesting, like you fall in love with a person, and you fall in love with the ideas.
But you also,
like, which do you think you're really falling in love with, or more falling in love with?
What I was saying was, I think you fall in love with the ideals of what that relationship can become down the road too. It'll turn into a lifetime sort of, domestic partnership. You'll go on these great adventures with one another, and then when some things don't pan out, or when they choose to do something with their other partners, that becomes for the last couple years now, I've been taking big vacations with as many people that I'm dating at the time as as I can, because somebody's going to end up feeling left out if you don't take them on a week-long vacation to Burning Man, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that becomes expensive.
Right.
So, Burning Man being one of those places that is very poly-friendly, as you know, and it has a lot of really great room for exploring relationships with one another. I mean, you have a lot of really bonding experiences with one another out there. It's crazy, but that's not what we're talking about. I mean, poly dynamics of it. There's just a lot of different poly theme camps. And, they have a bunch of poly discussion workshops, just like we have here. A lot of them are kind of more rudimentary, but it's pretty interesting. So.
Cool. What do you think would be different if people really did just fall in love with each other, not with ideals?
Well, the ideals are good. I wouldn't say that.
Not to say they're bad. But
Yeah,
what would the difference be?
Well, I don't know. It might be more freeing, I guess. But I mean, obviously, there's some ideals of like ownership that can be problematic. There's other ones that like, hey, we're gonna we both do see eye to eye on this. Like this one thing, we really like going to music concerts together or something, and that can be an ideal in a sense, and you should bond over that. You should find the kind of music that you like with one another and go and experience them together, because that's what love's about, is sharing having those common shared experiences. A lot of times, and
so then where does it go wrong?
What the ideal that maybe those experiences can only be shared with that one person can get in the way sometimes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's yeah.
So that's where that could be like the
But I
idea is
don't
that we
wanna-
do this is yay, but then when it's limited right there is where it can become a problem.
Except for the fact that I don't want to. I think that maybe some people do get off on feeling special in that one realm, in that
Oh,
one
yeah.
area, and I think that's a totally legitimate thing that
Mhm.
that certain relationships are going to need to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if you're not thriving because you're not getting that specialness feeling from that arena, maybe that means it's not going to work for you in the long run. That's real realization as well too.
Maybe readjust so that you are getting that.
And I think some people can find enough strength in themselves and their relationships to readjust the relationships and find new special things, or just deal with the fact that maybe they're not as special in that area with that partner as they were.
Right.
That can be hard.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of relationships end because of it didn't feel that special properly in some area, and so yes, that is going into a relationship with certain ideals, I guess, and I'm just reluctant to say that's always across the board a bad thing,
Mhm.
because it can be a really good thing when you find the ideals, or find those common things
Right.
in the first place, that make it.
Well, I think it's like anything else, really. There just needs to be a level of awareness of what you're doing. So, like, if you, I don't know, being talkative, if you're a talkative person, maybe it's good to be talkative on a road trip that's 10 hours. And then it's not so good at a table when you're just sitting there, like, there's the awareness of, I'm talking too much now, versus this is a good time to talk too much.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good ideal to have, versus now I've had ideals that are sabotaging me. Everything, I think, there's just no one way that just works. Like, if you're always doing one thing, at some point it's sabotaging you. Somewhere in your life, it works here and it does not work there.
Yeah.
But you just keep doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So like having that awareness in the ideals that you keep might be beneficial.
Yeah. A lot of this is about awareness. I would
Right.
definitely say. I mean, again, about growth opportunities. More than anything, you'll learn. You'll learn about relationships, and you'll learn about other people and how they interact in relationships. But you learn about yourself more than anything.
Right.
You get a lot of time to reflect on how you fucked up a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
How you
Yeah.
you maybe just start treating people fairly sometimes. Maybe and that is really hard to swallow. I mean, I
Isn't that
have
rough?
suffered more heartbreak over things I've done to other people in other relationships, not intentionally, but just
Right.
because of the situation. Because I realize that my values or ideals or whatever are changing sometimes.
Mhm.
And yeah, that is probably one of my weakest points in a lot of this is maybe I realize it sometimes, and they're but admitting that to that person, because it sucks to break somebody's heart.
Mhm.
It's terrible. I don't like doing that. I'd like, in times that I've had to kind of do that, I talk about trying to let them down slowly, trying to kind of wean the relationship down. Not like I hate the idea of just, and maybe this is why more monogamous people do that. The bridge burning.
Right.
Like just set it all on fire, right?
Douse it and
But-
let it burn.
That's got, to me, that feels like that's got to feel hateful, and I don't want
Right.
people to. I don't hate them, so why would I want them to feel like I'm doing some hateful action against them, right?
Mhm.
I want to try and slowly kind of ramp down the relationship if possible, and that's
Someone
probably
might
not
see that as-
necessarily the
yeah.
best thing either. And I know that I realize I'm not that.
Someone might say that as if you're just killing them slowly. Or
Maybe, yeah, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid,
Yeah.
one hair follicle at a time,
Right.
instead of just
Mhm.
But how do you negotiate? We had that topic a while back about how do you end relationships, because
Why do you end
if you're
relationships?
why do you end relationships? But that becomes an issue, because in the poly world sometimes you're trying out multiple relationships in parallel,
Mhm.
and they're not working, maybe because you're trying too many relationships at one time, or you're just not meshing with people. But you got to learn. That's a skill that people aren't taught. There's so many
Right.
skills that people aren't taught in schools You
Their
know,
own
like
talk.
how to live significant components of their life,
communicate.
how to fall in love, how to, you know, how to fall out of love,
Mm.
how to treat people with respect and dignity when you are falling out of love with them.
Right.
Not falling out of love, but falling out
Yeah.
of realizing that you're not meshing.
You're not compatible, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to believe that other people actually fall out of love. Like, I think that they convince themselves that they're out of
Mhm.
love when they realize that they're not compatible, or
Yeah.
they realize they want something different.
I've got a lot of love. I just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like just there.
Can't
It's
get
like,
rid of it.
why? Where? So we had a big thing that happened. It doesn't erase everything that was there before. It just
Right.
doesn't. It can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like stuck with that. I'm like, love you. Sorry, it's not going away.